Hello, friends. How's it going? Good morning. I just woke up. Don't judge me while I chug some water. Okay. This water is allegedly advertised by the Chinese badminton team. How's everyone doing? Hello, Quantum Illusion. Right when I started learning Blender, Sam drops 3D Killer. I'm freaking out for what OpenAI has just shown. Sora is incredible, still work in progress, but I can't imagine what they're going to be able to do in the near future. It's just fantastic. I agreed. Oh my god. It's already cranked up. Okay. I can't really turn it up much higher because then you're going to start hearing some random sounds, but hopefully that works. Is that fine? I'm like going to talk as closely as I can to the mic. As closely as I can. Okay. Where am I? I'm in a city called Beihai in China. But yeah, so today this is like we have our normal lunch and learn tomorrow, but today I was like, oh my god, like we need to talk about Sora. So that's why I'm doing this one today as well. Yeah, like let's just jump into it and then we can talk about how it actually works and stuff, because for anybody if anybody's just like, why is everybody freaking out about the Sora thing, then you should take a look and then we shall see. So I have it open. Give me one sec. Let me grab it. Let's see. Okay. I don't know what's happening. Okay, it's dead. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna show you some images that is generated from Sora. Okay, all of these images that are gonna be shown is as OpenAI says. It is all videos. Okay, creating video from text. Sora is an AI model that can create realistic and imaginative scenes from text instructions. All videos on this page was generated directly by Sora without modification. So we're gonna go through some of these ridiculously good videos that it generates, and then we're actually going to talk a little bit more about the technical review. So they did release technical review about some of the information about how they released a technical review about how they built it. So they do say that model and implementation details are not included in this report, but it does go into some detail about how it's all made. Okay, so let's just start off with this. Okay, the prompt is: a stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with warm, glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, a long red dress, and black boots. Just look at that. Goes into a lot more detail. She wears sunglasses and red lipstick. She walks confidently and casually. The street is damp and reflective, creating a mirror effect of the colorful lights. Many pedestrians walk by. Put that in full screen for you. So, isn't that crazy? Just look at that movement. It's so natural, and then everybody else in the background as well. Just want to double check. Can you see if I'm in full screen? Just want to double check. Can you all see if I do full screen? I heard Sora has only debuted this week for private use. Yeah, it hasn't debuted. So I would love to try Sora right now, like actually, but it has not actually come out yet for people to try. So okay, I think you can actually see it. Let me just go back to that. I mean, just look at that detail. Like, let's just like stare at this a little bit longer. Like, look at these background. Nothing is being weird over here. The red lipstick, the red dress, the leather jacket, the sunglasses. And look at the reflections in the water as well, the way that people are moving. And it's so cinematic too. Like the way that it's taking in that information. Not taking that information, can't talk. The way that, you know how it's like panning left, right, with this kind of quality. Let's look at another example. So this prompt is several giant woolly mammoths approach treading through a snowy meadow. Their long woolly fur lightly blows in the wind as they walk, snow-covered trees and dramatic snow-capped mountains in the distance. Mid-afternoon light with wispy clouds and the sun high in the distance creates a warm glow. The low camera angle is stunning, capturing the large furry mammal with beautiful photography depth of field. Yeah. Wow. That's just like, oh my god, like the snowy capped mountains, the snow through a snowy meadow, blowing in the wind as it walks. Just, isn't that crazy? That's cool. Hope your gig Sora looks all. It does. It's crazy. It's both scary and amazing at the same time. We'll go into a little bit more about why, like the implications of what this all means. No warping. They use Unreal Engine and GPT for vision create synthetic data at scale. So I think the synthetic data, they did have that partnership with Shutterstock, right? A while back. And then also, yeah, also like the way they did it is like they have a lot of text to video capturing information. So they're able to take that information, and then they're able to like use that to fill in the gaps. I'll actually explain a little, like a really quick rundown about how this works, but let's just appreciate a few more. A movie trailer featuring the adventures of a 30-year-old spaceman wearing a red wool knitted motorcycle helmet. Just look at that. The panning and cinematography. This can totally be a movie trailer. What do you guys think the implication is? I'm just thinking about for like movies, like movie producers, Hollywood. Holy shit, videographers. The way that the physics moves, the water. Oh my god. Like this totally looks real. This just looks like some stock footage. It's just so stunning. There's a little cartoon as well. Look at the candle wax. Look at that wax just melting down. Okay, this time I feel like the wax that's melting, it should be dripping down over here too, but it's still really, really good. Yeah, there's still a few more. Oh yeah, this is one I wanted to show you. So this also shows that it's able to generate stuff, videos that are not necessarily like it can generate with all different types of resolutions. When it's being trained, instead of the way that a lot of other companies do it, who would kind of crop it into the same size, where like have a standard one, OpenAI actually trained everything based upon all the different original aspect ratios. So it's also able to reproduce it's able to produce videos of all different aspects as well. Yeah. Reactions, everyone? What do you think? I think it's real, right? Right? It's just like, it's just so realistic. Our schools are freaking out. Let's see. The snow particle effects are great as well. I'm both scared about the prospect of AI, but also this stuff is cool sci-fi coming to life. The best ones that are run without much background, like this one is pretty good. Sam took requests on X. Crazy how well they're beating the competition at this game. They're like, OpenAI is just like eating up all of the AI startups that are around, like all of the different like startups surrounding like videos and also for pictures. They're just like fucked at this point. Because you've also think about it, video is essentially just multiple frames of pictures, right? So by inherently solving the problem of video, they also would just have pictures sorted as well. So a lot of other independent companies, I'm thinking like Midjourney and things like that, I think they're gonna be a little bit fucked. I'm sure even with the next iteration of DALL-E, it's gonna be so good because if they can do video, then they can do pictures, right? The wave is very straight though. I think it's right. I don't think these will replace actors. We need all drama and publicity actors generate. That's true. Content creation just got a lot easier. Yeah. Terrifying. Lauren, it's so incredible. I think it will make amazing things. However, I think people will always prefer genuine, real things. But the thing is, what happens if you can't tell what is genuine and real though? Right? Like when you're looking at an image like this, how do you know if it's real or not? Like a trailer, I mean, this is not real because there's no woolly mammoths, but like this person, how do you even know if this person is real or not? I don't know. Because if you think about it, this is the video aspect of it. And if large language models get better at telling stories, like actually crafting the movies, you have the story script and you have the video creation. So I feel like anybody could create a movie at this point, you know? Okay, let's talk a little bit about how all of this is made. So yes, today Sora is becoming available to red teamers to assess critical areas of harm or risk. So this is mostly just like a marketing thing right now. They just want to like hype people up and stuff. Maybe also because like Gemini came out. I also have a Gemini video come out. So I'm like, God damn it, it's gonna get surpassed by Sora now. I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but they actually came out at the same time, or on the same day yesterday, with Gemini 1.5 coming out and then Sora immediately following that. So maybe it was just like a fuck you, Google. I'm a what is that called? Outshine you. So yeah, this is more different videos that they show in the art gallery. Running backwards on a treadmill. Safety section. So let's look at the safety section. We'll be taking several important safety steps ahead of making Sora available to OpenAI products. Okay. We're also building tools to help detect misleading content, such as detector classifiers that can tell when a video is generated by Sora. We plan to include CTPA metadata in the future if we deploy the model in OpenAI product. Okay. So it will tell you if it's something that's going to be generated from Sora. Sorry, there's like noise, so I'm gonna just lower the gain down and try to talk closer. Yeah, so it said it will try to detect something like this. In addition to us developing new techniques, we're leveraging the existing safety methods. For example, once in an OpenAI product, our text classifiers will check and reject text input prompts that are in violation of our usage policies. Okay, we've also developed robust image classifiers that are used to review the frames of every video generated to ensure that it adheres to our usage policies. Okay, so it's like whatever was originally there for DALL-E is going to be applicable, because again, like video is just multiple pictures, multiple frames that are put together. Yeah, we engage policymakers, education, artists around the world, understand their concerns, blah, blah, blah. This is just like obligatory recognition. Despite extensive research and testing, we cannot predict all the beneficial ways people use our technology, nor all the ways people will abuse it. That's why we believe that learning from real-world use is a critical component of creating and releasing increasingly safe AI systems over time. What do you guys think about that? Like, what do you think about what they just said over here about safety? I think that they can try to detect AI generated video, and maybe they will be able to do that. Like, I think they might be able just to do that for their own product Sora, which I don't know if even that's the case, because it's generally the trend is that once you release something, people have very creative ways of abusing the things that you make. And also I feel like at some point, what about like these open source models and stuff like that? You know, like what about the open source models that will inevitably be popping out, maybe released through like Meta, like Llama did, or just leaked somewhere or something like that? Do you guys think that it would? Do you guys think that we would really be able to distinguish between what is real and what is fake in the future? Let's see what you guys think. Tina, is this YouTube Premiere or actually live stream? It's a live stream. It's a live stream. So I have a Gemini video just drop, and then also this live stream that's happening. Probably should have separated them out now that I think about it. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like, I want this video out. That was about Gemini. This one is about Sora. Layperson will never be able to tell anything anymore. Rest in peace, Pixar. Rest in peace, a lot of videographers, I think. Oh gosh. Seriously, I'm really amazed for what they're done and what they're achieving with this new technology. It's crazy good. I'm afraid we're approaching an era we can't believe what we see anymore. From Mubin. Lauren, that's true. I see so many arguments on Instagram about whether or not a photo is real. Trust issues for sure by AI detectors. I think the actors who don't connect with their audience will be replaced. Social media stars as streamers are safe because they connect with their audience. There are a lot of kind of, what is that called, like social media influencers and artists and that are completely synthetically generated now, and I think that is just gonna become more and more common. Am I worried? Absolutely, I'm worried. Like, it can totally just do what I do right now and have a certain personality. It can be prompted to have a certain personality. How would you even know? You know, how would you even know that I'm a real person or not if I can generate stuff like this? You know? Now without somebody pausing, examining, need to write below that this is AI generated. You know, one more thing I just want to make a comment on is, you know, like, have you guys, like, you know, if you watch a video and then you know that it's fake, but your brain is not that smart. Like, we have animal brains. So even if you watch an image and logically you know that it's not true, I think it still changes something so that you just inherently believe or take some aspects of what is being shown, even if it's fake. Like, for example, if you maybe like see a video of the president doing something really bad, right? You might be like, oh, like this is fake. But I feel like deep inside of you, there is something that is ingrained within your perception of that person, especially because like the first time you view something, it's usually like very, very impactful. Have you guys ever heard about like schemas before? So the way that schemas work is that like your perception of something, especially like once you have like an understanding of something, it's ingrained within your brain, is very hard to change. Even if you logically want to change your perception, it's very, very hard to do so. And that's why first impressions matter a lot. They genuinely do. I want you there forever. Tina, you rock. Oh, thank you. No one's real. That's true. Hi, Sebi. Let's go over some of like the technical details about all of this works. Don't worry, I'm not going to go into like too much of it, but they do have this technical report, which you can check out. Here, I'll link it. I will link it here. If you want to go check that out. That's the technical report. Let's talk a little bit about how like stuff like this works. So just very, very briefly, explaining how it is that tokenization works. Let's start with that. So you know how for large language models, the way that it works is that you will have like tokens, which are going to be like snippets of words, and just like strings of words that are put together. And your large language model is predicting the next token. So that's what it's doing in a simplified way in order to generate that text that you see from like ChatGPT and things like that. For images, you can't really just do that, because if you can't just like show it an image, for videos, you can't just show it this like frame and then be like, generate the next frame. Like, it's kind of like hard in order to do that. So instead, what they have are called like patches. So patches are equivalent to what tokens are, and patches are like these small kind of representations of space-time of different aspects of images. So the way they predict this is that, say they'll have like a frame that's there, and then they would make some of the parts of the image slightly blurry. So this is called like diffusion transformers, but it's basically taking out parts of that information, like maybe like over here and over here and over here, and making it slightly blurry. So then the model is able to predict what it is that it should be generating for that next frame, all based upon the blurriness that's there. Especially if you notice like the prompts, here, if you look at the prompts, they're like very, very specific. Like, a stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled blah blah blah. It's like very, very, very specific. This is actually really helpful for the model, because then it knows how to fill in the different pieces of things. So then it's able to do that, and then you can just scale that up, do that over and over and over again, and that's how you're able to generate videos. So previously, there were, if you've played around with like runway ML and like other types of videos before, AI generated videos before, you'll notice that oftentimes when you first start off, the video will be quite good, but the longer it is that you extend the video, even to like 2 seconds to 3 seconds, it starts getting weirder and weirder and weirder. So this is why Sora is so amazing, because it's able to generate videos at this quality up to a whole minute long without fucking up. A lot of that has to do with their architecture, and also a lot more compute that they have. So when you increase the compute, you're able to get a lot better results as well. Sorry, one second. Okay, so yeah, the speed at which the I literally forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Shit. What was I saying? I don't know. I forgot. Never mind. Just ignore that. Does that make sense to everyone? What I just explained, how it is that video generation works? Let me see in comments. It is a super simplified version, so I definitely recommend you check out the papers if you're interested in learning more. Let's see what you're saying. The only saving grace for a social media star is meet and greets. AI can't replace that yet. With that being said, though, I just want to make a comment. I feel like even for robotics, the more that it's able to detect this kind of visual information, robotics is going to dramatically improve as well. Okay, I don't have it with me right now. There's this robot, and there's a video of the robot. It was able to navigate through space-time, or it's able to navigate in the real world purely based on simulation data that it saw and the videos that it was being fed, which is pretty crazy. So maybe there'll be AI people, just androids walking around these days, you know? I agree, especially after DeepMind's study about adversarial images influencing AI and humans. Like, Yes, like you can't just tell your brain, it's like, oh no, just don't think about that. And then it's like if you see that image, even if you know it's not real, you're still gonna react to it. Oh, have you guys ever done that experiment before? It's like walking the plank. Have you guys, any of you guys tried the Quest 2 from Meta? I think they have it in other VR devices as well, but I tried it on a Quest 2 because I used to work at Oculus. um, so there's like this game, it's called like walking the plank. So it has this like generated in virtual reality. It feels like you're walking down like this plank that's there. And you know it's fake because it's virtual reality, right? But then once you actually like take that next step and it is jumping in virtual reality, you feel the G-force. Like you know that feeling you get in your on a roller coaster, like when it dips down and you just get that like sinking feeling like that's going down. You get that. And I've tried it many times and I get it every single time. It's like, that's what I mean. It's like very hard for you to not believe things or not have things register in your brain, even if you know it's not real. Anyways, it's getting real rounds these parts. Prompt engineering will be very important here. It is. Prompt engineering is always very, very important. It's like, as I always tell people, if there's one thing you're going to learn how to prompt engineer. Even if I think nowadays as well, like I still think for people who are interested in like coding and things like that, you should definitely learn how to code and be able to use these models and products. I still think that's like it's like a massive opportunity that's out there. But even for people who are like, I don't really need to know how to code, and that's totally fine. Like not everybody wants to know how to code or needs to code. But if you just, whatever field that you're in, learn how to prompt engineer, because that's going to make a huge difference in the quality of the stuff that you get from using AI and your productivity and, you know, your things like that. So I think that's, people need to know how to code now to be able to accomplish a lot more. But you need to know prompt engineering. Anyways, okay, let's go on to the technical report as well. So yeah, they said that this technical report focuses on our method for turning visual data of all types into unified representations that enables large-scale training of general models, and 2, qualitative evaluation of Sora's capabilities and limitations. I kind of already explained briefly how it is that it works. So we'll go over that briefly and then talk about the capabilities and limitations. There are limitations. So you can check out all of these studies if you want. Oh shit, I wasn't sharing. Whoops, my bad. Okay. Okay, well, I was talking about this part. They have visual data of all types into unified representations that enable large-scale training of generative models and qualitative evaluation of the capabilities and limitations. So you can check out, there's a lot more detail. A lot of these are actually like Google papers and stuff like that that OpenAI just built off. So definitely go look at those if you're interested in technical details. But yeah, this is where it explains what I was talking about earlier, taking like visual data into patches. So you have like a bunch of visual information that's there. And then where large language models have text tokens, Sora has visual patches. So that's a good representation of models with visual data. They're highly scalable and effective representations, so it's very similar to the way that tokens are. So what they do is they turn the videos into patches, and they do this by compressing videos into lower dimensional latent space. So they're compressing it together, and then they can also decompose the representation into space-time patches, right? So fancy big videos turn it into patches that is more manageable, and then you can scale it up later because you have an encoder and a decoder that's also with it. By the way, this is also how like people do like reduction of images and things like that. So it's able to like upscale those images when you have like the encoding thing. So this is actually a pretty common practice. So video compression network. So yeah, you first have to like train the network about how to reduce the dimensionality of the data, and it would output a latent representation that is both compressed temporally and spatially. We also train a corresponding decoder model that maps generated latents back into pixel space. So space-time latent patches. So you extract a sequence of space-time patches, which acts as transformer tokens. Scheme works for images too, since images are just videos with a single frame. So our patch-based representation enables Sora to train on video and images of variable resolutions, durations, and aspect ratios. This is also why it's more generalized than a lot of other models that are out there. because it's able to take in all these different types of information. At inference time, we control the size of generated images by arranging randomly initiated patches in appropriate size grids. So it's able to detect how the actual aspect ratios of things when it's training as well. Okay, so the fusion model, this is what I was talking about. Like you have like these images and you kind of like make stuff a little bit blurry in order for it to predict what's supposed to be going on within these patches that are there. We find that the diffusion transformers scale effectively as video models as well. We show a comparison of video samples with fixed season inputs as training. Sample quality improves markedly as training compute. Okay, so you start off with this demonic dog with multiple heads. And then when you compute, train it more, you get this, and then you get this really, really good image as you increase the compute. Okay, see if anybody has any thoughts, questions, concerns. Okay. Why OpenAI become closed AI? Isn't open source a better thing? I don't know. What do you guys think? I personally don't think it's a better thing because I think the technology, if it does get in the hands of people right now and there's no actual way of controlling it, like shit can hit the fan. Let me drink more water. These models use real pictures of people, or are they completely made up? So the base pictures of people, they did a deal with Shutterstock a while back. So I'm sure that a lot of the high quality videos and stuff like come from that. They probably also take a lot of information from like things like YouTube and other video sources as well. I think they probably do use synthetic data, like the way that they use synthetic data in large language models now. I don't know about this specifically, but I would assume that if they don't already, at some point they will. But I don't think, if I were to hazard, I guess, I don't believe they will be doing that yet because it hasn't gotten to a point in which it's good enough to be able to generate its own synthetic data, seeing it can barely generate normal things from normal videos that are like real. It's barely able to generate good videos based upon real videos and images right now. A big component of it is the text, the labeling stuff. Like, how like you're able to label images and videos and have like that text input. Like, what does that call, like descriptions? Like, yeah, the descriptions of images and videos, that is probably really, it's not probably, that is really, really important because it's able to connect that text into video and pictures together, which is how it is that Sora fills in the gaps with these text prompts. Her skin is brighter than my future. Why, thank you. Okay, let's move on to look at some of the other potential issues or whatnot that is there. Okay, so sampling flexibility. Sora can sample widescreen. So yeah, it can sample a lot of different types of videos. So it can do phone stuff, the square one, your normal 16:9, and improving framing and composition. Training on videos that are native aspect ratios improves composition and training. We compare Sora against a version of a model that crops all training to be square, which is a common practice when training generative models. So the model trained on a square crops on the left sometimes generated where the subject is only partially in view. In comparison to videos on Sora right has improved framing. Okay, so it's basically just saying better to keep aspect ratio. Training text to video generation requires a large amount of videos with corresponding text captions. We applied the recaptioning techniques introduced in DALL-E 3 to videos. We first trained a highly descriptive captioner model and then used it to produce text captions for all videos in our training set. Find that training on highly descriptive video captions improves text fidelity as well as the overall quality. So basically just using DALL-E, the technology behind DALL-E, and generating multiple frames of that and putting them together. Similar to DALL-E, we also leverage GPT to turn short user prompts into longer detailed captions that are sent to the model. So if you just say something generic, it's able to make it more specific. An old man wearing blue jeans and white t-shirt taking a pleasant stroll in Mumbai, India during a beautiful sunset. So it's adding more adjectives and things like that. I'm quite curious Has anybody ever tried like generating images or videos in different languages? Because like some languages are a lot more descriptive than other languages are. Oh no, did my video just die? Shit. I think I just died. That's not good. Did I just die? No, okay, wait. I think I'm fine. Never mind. I did not just die. Okay. Yeah, what I was saying was like, what I'm quite curious though is like some languages are a lot more descriptive than other languages. Chinese, for example, is way more descriptive than English is as a language. So I wonder how that fits together. Like if you're generating something maybe in one language, it could be better than another language. Maybe we should all transform things into Chinese so that we're more descriptive. I have no idea. I don't know if that's a thing. Okay. Prompting with images and videos. So all of the stuff that they showed was text to video, but Sora can also be prompted with other inputs such as pre-existing images or videos. This capability enables Sora to perform a wide range of image and video editing tasks, creating perfectly looped videos, animating static images, extending videos forwards or backwards in time. So this is an example of, this is the static image. It's not loading. Okay, well. Load. Okay, well, this one loads. So it's taking that monsters illustration here and it's able to just animate it like that. Okay, it's not loading. But an image of a realistic cloud that spells Sora, and then it's able to animate it like that. Okay, this is cool. It has the motion that's gonna be there, and then you have the wave crashing through, and then two surfers there. What kind of use cases can you think of where you can see something like this happening? Like just animation as well. So they do say you can do stuff like perfectly looping videos. I think a lot of use cases in the beginning is just going to be for fun that people do like on social media. But I can imagine like, yeah. What kind of use cases can you think of? For my artistic people out there, what things can you think of that you can do with something like this? You can also extend generated videos. So why is it not loading? Okay, yeah, you have a video that's coming here and you can actually extend it. I feel like this is how movies are going to start off with. Like they'll probably still capture like parts of it, and they may just, instead of having to like film a lot more like through this entire motion, maybe they'll just capture like one part of it and then extend the rest of it, or like take a picture as well, and sometimes, and then just make the model and animate that instead. Yeah, I think I can see a lot of implications where like how it could dramatically change the way that videos and movies and things like that are created. I'm very interested to see when we're going to get the new Hollywood movies coming out. Maybe there'll be less budget. We use this method to extend a video both forward and backwards through seamless loops. I don't know why it's not working. But yeah, video to video editing. Diffusion models have enabled a plethora of methods for editing images and videos from text prompts. Below we apply one of the methods. SD edit to Sora. This technique enables Sora to transform the styles and environment of input video. Okay, I'm gonna try to reload this. I mean, that has a lot of implications for what I do. Like right now, video editing is by far the most difficult task. Not the most difficult, but it takes the longest amount of time to do. So if it's able to just generate these, if it allows me to just be able to edit videos really easily, that is a huge game changer. There are video editors now that allow you to edit videos with text. It's not perfect, but if you can do this, shit, my editor friends, you gotta start learning these technologies to edit faster. Yeah. What does everybody else think? It was laggy, but it's back. Okay, cool. Personalization will be the biggest use case, I think. I can see short stories being a very popular start. Okay, yeah, short stories. Maybe not a lot of trained data in your language. Camera died on vacation, didn't get enough photos, so visual generate some based on what you have. Poems being animated. Mandarin or Cantonese? Mandarin. At least, I think, well, Mandarin and Cantonese are both descriptive because the written language is actually exactly the same. It's just the pronunciation is different. But I speak Mandarin, I meant. Not only generates videos, but also apparently works with physics systems. Oh, there's an example where physics does fail, but I'll show you in a little bit. Her face here is normal hues, not bright face cam. 10 out of 10 quality audio. Yeah, very good generation of Tina right now. Even can tell that I just woke up. Am I dreaming? Probably. All actors will be animated, including their voices. However, the studios will need to pay actors for the rights. If you think about it, okay, you've never actually met any of these actors in person, at least most of them. You have like meets and greets and stuff. For a lot of these people you never really met, how do you know they're real? Is anything real anymore? Okay, let's move on. Okay, I want to show you an example of this thing not doing good. Where's an example? Okay, yeah, this is not loading. Let me show you first. Image generation capabilities, emerging simulation capabilities. Sorry, I don't know why these things are not loading right now, but they did have an example in which it is failing. Okay, well, hopefully this loads. I really don't know why, but I'm gonna just kind of hang out on this page a little bit and hope that it loads. But in the meantime, I did want to tell everyone that Lonely Octopus applications are going to be opening next week. I haven't actually dropped the announcement yet that it's opening next week, so you guys have heard it first here. But it will be dropping next week. If you guys don't know what that is, while it's loading, I'm just going to show you what Lonely Octopus. Also, Matt is here and other Lonely Octopus representatives from our past cohorts. Please chime in about what your thoughts are. Yes. So Lonely Octopus is about learning AI skills and data skills. And then what the best part of it, so you get your personalized study plan to learn these skills based upon what your interests are, what your skill sets are. It's an 8-week program, but after you learn all of these things, in the last 2 weeks, you can actually work on a real project from a real company. So these are startups and mid-sized companies that came to us and they're like, okay, we want to incorporate AI into our company. Or we also have some AI first companies that are coming in where they need some help in order to just do something like some sort of project that they would have that they want help with. So you would be able to learn these skills and then actually apply them directly to what is happening in the industry. So they're not going to be like those fake projects that people come up with, which are great for learning, but these are going to be like actual in context projects at a real company, which then you can also like, it's not just like you get to learn it if you do well. So I can't guarantee this, but from the past, if you actually do well in them, you will get a referral. You also get a certificate, obviously, with the completion of this program. And there's also referral networks. Some people they get hired as well after they worked on this company project by that company itself. So there's like this whole network. Overall, just the amount of people who know AI skills is very, very limited. As you can see, there's so much technology that's going to be coming out, prompt engineering, being able to integrate AI into products and things like that. All of that is so important these days. So your ability to learn these things can have so much impact on the industry right now. And so many companies are looking for people who have these skills. Like they came to me because they're like, okay, you're teaching people AI skills. You know, I have these projects and we want someone to work on them, but nobody knows how to do these. So that's how we do that matching process. And obviously, if you do well, then we can also give you referrals, reference letters, things like that. So you can consider that a job experience if you can put on your resume if you want you want to transition to an AI role or go into freelancing or anything like that. But yeah, let me just give kind of a quick overview. Feel free to drop any questions as well if you have that into the chat. So personalized career mentorship and curriculum planning. So we serve a lot of different places, so you don't have to be in a specific location. We have a lot of people with personalized study plans. That's a really big part of what we do is we personalize the study plans for what it is that you're interested in learning. So before we had a really big focus on the coding aspect. So everybody came in with like coding technical skills. But now, as you can see, there's a lot more opportunities out there that's not necessarily just for coding anymore. So if you're coming in, you're like, I just want to learn prompt engineering and I want to work in a project that has to do with like marketing or content generation or something like that. You can also do that as well. So we've expanded our study plans to include those topics, and we've also expanded our company projects or internships, freelance projects, whatever you want to call them, to include projects that are not necessarily just coding as well. So yeah, industries we serve, it used to be primarily in the tech space and then also in the finance space, consulting, but now we've included companies from a lot of different spaces as well. So what I was describing here is you first get a study plan. So you're going to talk about what your study plan is going to be. You have your own curriculum, and then you also have your weekly check-ins with our team and also the other people that are going to be learning. And then throughout the first 6 weeks, you're mostly going to be learning these skills. So you're going to have the courses, you're going to have projects that you're going to be doing, because these projects are going to prepare you for the freelance projects later on. So you'll be doing that, practicing. We'll also have like weekly Q&As. We'll have like tutorials and talks that are going to be like things that you can choose to go to if you're interested in them. Like if you're interested in web development, you can go to the web development one. If you're not interested in web development, maybe you're interested in like art, like doing AI videos or something like that. So you can choose what you want to go to. And then the last 2 weeks, you'll work on a freelance project based upon one of the projects that are going to be available. You get to choose which one that is. Yeah. So if you're good, if you complete it, if you complete this, you get a certificate from us. You also get a certificate from the company as well that you did complete an internship or did a company project there. You'll get your reference letters, LinkedIn reviews, and then also be part of our referral program. So we call people, oops, you did not see that. Yeah. So we call people back in, like, for example, we have like I have these companies, this network of companies, and sometimes they're like, hey, like we need someone to do XYZ. With your part of this referral program, be like, oh, like this person is good at this. I know they're good at this because they went through the Lonely Octopus program and they're interested in this, and then we can just match you together. We don't take a cut, by the way, of any of this. Like Lonely Octopus, we don't do that. We will just give you the resources. You can connect with the company afterwards, and then y'all negotiate your working terms. I want to see if anybody has any questions. Let me just go over some of the companies first, actually. So these are some of the companies that we had in the past. So dating app coach, this is called YourMove.ai. So they had, this is an example that's not a very technical project. So people who are interested in journalism and social media content, they were able to generate social media content and journalism pieces. And those who wanted to, they also, another group worked on automating content generation. So this was founded by a Deloitte consultant and a open door data scientist. And StrataScratch is a data science platform. This was founded by a Genentech director, and the team created an AI coding tutor. Matt is actually there. He did this one that provides hints, walkthroughs, and edge cases to meet people at their skill level. ListCap is a more traditional economic development consultancies. This was founded by, big three consulting veterans. By the way, a lot of these companies, they may not be like your Google and your Facebook, because you gotta like go through the actual interviewing process to be able to work in their projects. But we made sure to choose companies that were founded by really good people, who a lot of them did come from, like Meta AI, for example. They did come from these companies, but they already did their own startup where they did like some sort of spin-off. Yeah, and Last Mile is another example. So this is an AI tool development platform. So the Meta AI team, a lot of them actually like left to start their own company, which is called Last Mile. And this is a tool that they're developing that integrates a lot of different large language models in order to help people just be able to build products more easily. Okay, I have been speaking a lot. Does anybody have any questions? or thoughts that you have. How did you come up with the name Lonely Octopus? Lonely Octopus name, yes. It is because learning things can be very lonely and Octopi are very smart. So we are basically giving you the resources and a community to be able to make a lot of friends, learn a lot more, and be much more connected to the network. More info on Lonely Octopus. Are you on dev team or owner? I am the founder of Lonely Octopus. I made Lonely Octopus. Best decision ever made. I highly recommend. Thank you, Matt. I'm very glad to hear that. Could you please move to top of page? Okay, I can do that. Let me see. Okay. Top of page. Learn AI and data skills. They work on real company projects. You can call them freelance projects. You can call them internship projects. The reason why I was like, it used to be called freelance projects, but then because freelance projects, I feel like people are like, oh, like what's that? They don't know what that is. And then if I call them internship projects, you know how there's like really scammy websites that you can pay to get internships and just like have it on your resume. So like that didn't have good vibes either. So I just kind of went for like company projects. I don't know if you guys, do you have any like better name idea? Like what do you call a project? It's basically an internship project because you're going to be interning at a company and you're going to be doing a project from them. But just internship projects had like really bad vibes, I feel like. So that's why I just call them company projects. But let me know if you have any like suggestions to better communicate that concept to people. Go on, no, say what? Okay, that sounds good. Okay, all right, anyways. So is this only for learning AI? What if I want to do like backend Java stuff? Okay, great question. So the focus of this is going to be on learning data and AI skills. So obviously almost everything is going to be in Python. Development is going to be in Django, JavaScript on the front end if you want to do that, if you're interested in more web development aspect, but primarily is going to be a Python. If you want to learn like Java specifically, I would not recommend this program. We don't have an emphasis on Java. But yeah, you can check it out. Also, we will have, I'll be having like a live Q&A session. Okay, because it's literally, I'm not announcing it until next week. Well, I guess you can sign up already. Yeah, I guess you can sign up already. But yeah, we haven't announced this yet. But there's gonna be live Q&A, so if you have any questions, if you want. Contract role freelance sounds fine to me though. Yeah, I guess like contract role freelance, like that's what I originally went for as well. Did that resonate with people? Because then people like didn't know what that meant. So I was like, okay, like maybe I need like a different word for it. But yeah, I guess there just wasn't like, I could not think of like the right word. Company projects, freelance projects. Okay, let me see if the video generation stuff came back on. Okay, well, we have some of these working. Anyways, okay, I'm going to stop talking about Lonely Octopus, but if you are interested, you can check out the website. And if you haven't already, do sign up for the waitlist because that's where I'm going to be announcing when the applications are open. So we do take only a small cohort of people because we want to make sure everybody has a really good experience. And also we do screen people to make sure that the people who do join the program we think would be a good fit. So we have opened the applications and then we screen people based upon a first come first serve until we fill all of our slots. So check it out if you would like to. Can you elaborate a bit more on the time commitment? Possible to do with a full-time job? Yes, good question. Sorry, I should have talked about that. So Lonely Octopus as a program, it's actually designed to be very flexible. So if you have a full-time job, you can make your study plans so you're working like 6 hours or 8 hours a week, something like that. If you don't have a full-time job, maybe you just have a lot of time, you can go up to like 40 hours, 50 hours. So the study plans are going to be the courses and the projects that are listed, and you can go at your own pace. So actually the majority of people who went through Lonely Octopus do have a full-time job. If you're worried about getting less out of the program, we actually give you all of the resources afterwards, like for a lifetime, all of the different learning projects, all of the different coursework, recordings and stuff. So even if you're not able to do all of it in that 8-week span, you can go on your own time and learn through the rest of it as well. So, and we will keep updating it too. So if there's any like additional things that are going to be coming out, you will also get access to those in the future too. Yes. Any other questions? Lonely Octopus sounds so sad. I guess what we're trying to do is like not be a lonely octopus, you know? Okay. Any other questions? Freelance makes sense to me, but I came from a sports background. We call people who play for different teams free agents. Yeah, like freelance, right? Like I think that name, I feel like maybe we should go back to freelance. I just like feel like internship is the right word. Wait, sorry, I have a call. Let me just quickly tell him that I'll be right there. One sec. Okay. Sounds so sad. I'm working a lot of 10 hours sometimes on weekends plus driving. A lot of 10 hours. So I would say in order to get the most out of Lonely Octopus, I would recommend a minimum of 6 hours per week. I think if you're going to do less than that, I don't think you'll be able to do the freelance project, company projects, internship projects, whatever you want to call it. I feel like you're going to have a harder time doing that if you have less than 6 hours, but anything 6 hours. And by the way, I'm not saying like 6 hours every week. So like maybe you have a week that's like 2 hours. That's fine. But like generally speaking, if you can manage 6 hours a week, I think you'll be able to get enough and learn a lot from the study plan and the projects and be able to complete that freelance project. Beauties for Bermuda Islands. Hello. What's the cost of Lonely Octopus? Good question. So I also have not, let me actually check. I'm pretty sure I have not released the cost at this point yet either. Okay. Yeah, so the cost of it for the 8-week cohort is going to be $1,799 US. And then there's also going to be a higher tier that's going to be very expensive. It's going to be around like $6,000 something dollars. Just saying that is for people who only, if you really, really, really want to like get that internship down, you really want support throughout the process. For most people, I would not recommend that. Yeah, unless you're like, I really need to get into AI right now. I want the entire referral network. I want you get personalized time anytime you want with me. So for most people, I would say like that is probably not the good option. For everybody else, it's going to be $1,799 for all of the 8 weeks here, including the freelance project and including the certificate, reference letter, the reviews, as well as the referral programs, and all of the projects and all of the courses, everything like that, you can have for the rest of your life. So it's lifetime access, and we will be adding in different new courses and things like that as well. So you're going to have forever access on those things too. All right. And of course you get personalized support for all the things. Like this is not meant to be one of those programs where you purchase it very cheaply and then just kind of go through it yourself. This is like very full support kind of thing. So we make sure that people who come in will succeed. Our retention rate, I'm very proud to say, of people going through this entire project is 97%. The average retention rate for this kind of platform is around 30% retention. So like that part is something that we are really, really proud of, being able to support everybody, which is also why we have such a small community of people. And I don't do like a lot of people at the same time because I feel like I'm not able to give them that personalized support. Anyways, if you're interested, do join the waitlist. You'll get notified when the application goes up. And if you're interested, then definitely check it out. All right. Moving on. So I'm going to see, for some reason, these are just not loading for me, which is very unfortunate. I really wanted you guys to see some of this. Why are they not loading? Okay, well, I may not be able to get through all of this because they're not loading right now, but just very quickly, it's able to take different videos. Like Sora is able to take this video here and then also add it to another video, and you can combine them together to create a video that's together. Image generation, emerging simulation capabilities. 3D consistency. Sora can generate videos with dynamic camera motion. As the camera shifts and rotates, people and scene elements move consistently through three-dimensional space. Damn it, I really wish I can show you these. So it's able to do that rotation stuff. Like you're able to not just see it from like one dimension, you're able to see it from a lot of different perspectives. Long-range coherence and object permanence as well. If you've seen a lot of like AI videos in the past, the issue that they would have is you would have that and then it would just like randomly disappear or do something really weird. So this is able to take whatever the subjects are within the context of the video and it would keep being there as physics will dictate. Simulate digital worlds, interacting with the world. Sora can sometimes simulate actions that affect the state of the world in simple ways. For example, a painter can leave new strokes along campus that persist over time, where a man can eat a burger and leave bite marks. I really wish I can show you this. This is so good. Damn it, I don't know why it's not loading. Okay, well, this is like a huge deal because usually it's able to actually interact. Like once you bite a burger, there's an interaction that leaves an effect, right? And that effect will persist throughout the video. This is like a really, really big deal because it means the model is able to understand the relationship between different things within the video as well, which is huge. So it's not just going to be like one subject. Simulating digital worlds. Sora is also able to simulate artificial processes. One example is video games. Sora can simultaneously control the player in Minecraft with a basic policy while also rendering the world as dynamics and high fidelity. These capabilities can be elicited zero-shot by prompting Sora with captions mentioning Minecraft. So this is zero-shot prompting is a prompting technique in which you're just straight up telling it what it is that you want to do. So in case you didn't know what that meant. So this is also really interesting. I feel like for video games, I can see a lot of applications for video games. You're able to generate these worlds, that world building that happens, and then you're able to generate like things that are happening within it. Is anybody like know how to make video games? I don't know how to make video games, so that's just my assumption. But yeah. Shit. That's all I can say. It's like both terrifying to me, but so incredible. I did refresh it. I don't know why it is not loading. Someone asked me in Train once if I can make small but nice website. I refer to no code or Fiverr, but this type of thing could work for learning better. Fiverr, more focused on web development and learning. Oh, you're talking about Lonely Octopus? Yeah, it's focused. There is web development. A large focus of it is learning how to use AI, understand how large language models work. It varies between the amount of information, like how much it is that you want to learn. Like if you're just like, I just want to learn how to use these tools, we're very practical at Lonely Octopus. We're not going to be like, you have to learn how to do these things. It's more like we're all adults, you know? Like the study plans are going to be based upon what you're interested in learning. You can go very technical. We can also just do huge emphasis on subject specific things as well. Yeah, in case of that was. Does anybody have any more questions about Lonely Octopus or Sora or anything like that before I gotta jump on another call? What is the timeline for the next cohort? Looking to do something over the summer. Great question. Good question. Sorry, I should have mentioned that as well. We didn't announce the date yet. So this cohort is going to start on the 23rd of March. So the week before is the onboarding session. So it should be, yeah, so let's see, that's about a month off right now. So applications will be opening next week, and then we'll be taking applications for the next couple of weeks. They usually do fill up pretty fast though, so probably within like a week or so we'll have that filled in, and then we're gonna screen through all the applications very carefully, and it will start mid-March. There are gonna be another cohort available. I can't give you the specific time yet for this year. We'll be at least doing one more cohort this year, but I can't give specific dates. I don't want to say something and like be wrong. Knowledge background. You mean for Lonely Octopus to go into Lonely Octopus? So great question. Like you can have literally zero understanding of artificial intelligence data we're coding. We actually have a lot of people coming in who don't have the understanding either. They leave, if you're interested in coding, knowing how to code, knowing how to do basic data manipulation, and knowing how to plug that in and creating an AI project. But if you're coming in and you already have a lot of experience, like maybe you're a web developer and you just want to learn how large language models work and how to make AI tools specifically, then you'll be focusing on that. You also have people coming in, maybe you are on the data side and you want to do more of the engineering parts. So we have a lot of different types of people. That's also why we have so much flexibility with the study plans too. So those match towards what you want to learn, but also at your skill level. Obviously, if you're already a software engineer, you're not going to have to learn how to do Python, right? But if you're someone coming in who has no software engineer or no coding experience, then you're going to start off with introduction to Python, introduction to data manipulations, and things like that. That's a good stat. Hatina, someone who studied computer science, what do you think I should be prioritizing in regards of self-learning, since uni always teaches outdated information? Thank you. Love your content. Thank you. I think you should be prioritizing learning how to use AI. In all seriousness, it's not hype. It really is not hype. If you're in computer science, definitely go from a technical perspective, learn how large language models work, learn how to use large language models, both the open source large language models, as well as the APIs from OpenAI, things like that. Know how to use these, know how they relate to engineering, know how they relate to product development right now, because the stack of development right now, when you're incorporating large language models and different like video models in the future as well, generative AI models, it is going to be slightly different than like a normal tech stack that's going to be available there. So I really recommend just diving into either you get an internship, do Lonely Octopus, something like that. Just work on an actual project in which you'll be applying these skills in. It's very hard to learn these things without working on an actual project, right? Like then it's like, what am I supposed to learn? There's all these things I could learn, but what am I supposed to learn? So by anchoring yourself and actually doing something you know is relevant, you'll learn the skills that you need. Learn how to prompt engineer. I'm just going to say that repeatedly. Learn how to prompt engineer. Thank you. You already seen it? Oh, the videos? Okay, cool. Well, if you haven't already, definitely go check out the videos for the Sora stuff. Like, holy shit, when that drops, I don't know. Exciting times. Video games, that's my passion, but not my job. Okay. I feel like video game development is really intense, right? Wait, our videos, our movie development and like game development, which one is like harder than the other, if anybody knows? I don't know. They both seem really hard to me. Which one is harder to do these days? Docs can be a bit dense or boring for a beginner. I just asked ChatGPT. Yeah, that's also one of the things we teach first to people. Matt, if you remember the first course on how to like self-study using ChatGPT. I don't even read docs anymore because I get so bored reading them. You just stick it on, ask the right questions, and you're good. Right now, you can, instead of just using ChatGPT, you can also just create a GPT instead that just literally reads docs for you. That's what I do. What are the study groups like? Good question. So people are matched based upon their time zones as well as their level of studying. So you have your own like little octopod group, we call them. And then these people are going to be the ones that you'll be interacting with the most frequently, and you'll be meeting with them minimally at a weekly basis to do check-ins. But with the rest of the group as well, there's 24/7 studying that's happening on Discord. So you can pop in and out whenever it is that you want to do that. And there's also going to be groups where just somebody's going to be live streaming, like me, for example, or one of our other course instructors or one of the experts that we call in. And then you'll be like doing tutorials or doing something together. So for example, one of them would be like developing a Django app. If you're going to go into development for your project, you probably need to learn that. If your internship or freelance project or company project, if it involves something that has to do with, like, I'm trying to think, what else do we have? Okay, like if it has to do with like creating like journalism pieces and things like that, we would have like a specific session where all of you guys would be creating learning how to use prompt engineering to create different journalism pieces. Does that make sense? So we spend a lot of time in a community, because I feel like self-studying itself is a very lonely process. So you will always have your core group of people, you have the larger community there, and all of us, like the staff members, are also going to be available, and we're checking in on you all the time as well. So it's not like we just go like, okay, bye guys, and then come back 8 weeks later. Like, you have a lot of direct interaction with all of us as well. If you want, you can also like not talk to us, I guess. But maybe you shouldn't do this program if you don't want to talk to me. I'll be the next Sora Steven Spielberg. All right, I'm looking forward to your video. Okay. Get the basic working project best way done. There you go, Matt. You just summarize the entire philosophy of Lonely Octopus. Get the basics, work on a project, go do an actual work experience, realize there's so much that you need to learn those things, end up with a freaking thing, with a project, a referral network, and reference letters. Perfect. All right. Well, if you have any other questions, then you can please feel free. You can drop me a line on the Lonely Octopus website. We have a contact page over there. So please do that, and I will be happy to respond. I hope this was helpful. By the way, like this Sora, this kind of thing. Do you guys like it when I do these live streams where we just kind of check out new technologies together? Like, is that something that you would like in the future? Let me know. So if so, I will do that. I will do that more. Okay, yeah, I'm like super late to this meeting. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Like, do you guys like stuff like this? Like, we just do like previews of stuff together. Let's see if there's any responses. Please. Yeah? Okay. I will. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Hope you're doing well as well. I miss studying with Tina. Studying with Tina. No, studying with Tina right now. How big is your staff? Our staff right now is 7 people. We might be expanding. We're adding on a few more mentors, so probably gonna go up a little bit more. Yes. How many instructors do you have? So we have a few different instructors. So instructors cover different things. So we have like video recorded courses we will be studying as well, but we're supplementing that with tutorials and Q&A sessions and things like that as well. So currently on staff, we have full-time wise, let me think, 3 full-time. And then we have we pull in different people who are experts in different fields. So they're not full-time, but they're most likely like working at a tech company, usually something like that. And then say we have like a specific session on ML ops, right? We would pull in someone who's been working ML ops for like 10 years to talk about ML ops and how that relates to AI and things like that. Stream is amazing. Okay. All right. Summarize AI news of the week. I should do that actually. Maybe I will. Maybe monthly. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. This is very fun. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow because I do have another live stream for tomorrow too. All right. I'll talk to you guys later tomorrow, hopefully. Have a good rest of your